Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. This morning we are back on our Taylor Dunn B2-48 industrial cart, I guess you call it, utility cart. We have fixed the tire so far. We installed three 12-volt lithium batteries just to get it moving. Everything functions. The lights worked, strobe worked, horn works, unit moves. So now we're moving on to a more permanent battery solution. For those of you who may not have seen it, check out our other videos. And here's a view of the cart. We're just calling it Bob for now. Another YouTuber had a similar cart and he called his Bob, and it seemed fitting, so I just stole it. Here's the Taylor Dunn B248. Pretty much the same as it was in the last video. We do have an addition. I snuck it in. This is just a shunt meter because we got a special lithium battery under the back. Alright, so here's the reveal on our lithium setup. This is a 12S lithium ion battery out of a Honda Clarity. You can see we've got the hot hooked up, well, unhooked right now. And the negative, we got the shunt just to measure our energy usage. I wanted to see how long this thing would last. It's a 27 amp hour, 25 to 27 amp hour, depending on how you use the numbers. 12S is a little weird of a series with lithium ion because it's not 36 and it's not 48. It's 44 nominal, right in the middle. I wanted to see if it would actually work with the Taylor Dunn Curtis controller. The three 12 volts were giving me around 44 volts, so it would work. This one has a high charge. Whenever you peak it out at 4.1 volts per cell, I think it's at like 49, 48, 49, something like that. So anyway, I installed it yesterday. I didn't have the camera. It was hot as all blazes. I just wanted to get it in and try it. So it does work. It does function. It runs up and down the road. I took it for a short drive. Everything worked. I don't have the 12 volt functions in currently because they require that tap at the 12 volt. In a series string, they just tap it at 12 volts to run the lights, the strobes, the horn, stuff like that. So obviously with this pack, we don't have a mid pack or a third pack tap point. So I had to purchase a 3648 step down to 12 volts. So that'll be here tomorrow, and we'll probably come back and do another video installing that and get it all wired in and ready. So anyway, very cool pack, insanely cheap for what it is. These were on clearance for 59 bucks plus shipping, so it was like 59 plus 35, so that's like 95 plus tax, basically $100 bill. And I got a 36 volt 27 amp hour pack. It's like 1.1 kilowatts, which in comparison, just compare the mower Skag EVZ over there. It's a 48 volt system, cylindrical cells by Vanguard, and it's a 5 kilowatt pack. So size difference, this is bigger because it's prismatic setup, and that's cylindrical. But anyway, seems to be working fine. Probably do a little bit more testing today. Right now, what we're going to do in this video is replace this skanky 12 or the main power lead. In one of the previous videos, I did the negative lead. This one, because it was too short, it was like right here. This one, the crimp is not the best. Pretty corroded. It was getting a little warm on the test drive I did. I could feel it when I got back. So we're going to replace that, just to kind of bring it up to good standards, current standards. So join along with me and I'll do that. Before we go messing with it, here again is our Taylor Dunn setup. I really like this cart because it's not been molested. Everything is basically factory on this cart. I mean, we took off the ground lead that's right there because it's all zip tied. We'll probably take all those apart. Here's the positive we'll be replacing. Matter of fact, the crimp's a little loose right there, so we're gonna get rid of that. Probably replace that one while we're at it. But yeah, I like this. There's the motor. It's a GE. Nobody's jacked with it. You know, there's no Scotch lock-in. There's no butt connectors. There's no nothing. I mean, literally nothing. I mean, all the dash was all original. Somebody had put a headlight switch in it that was malfunctioning. But other than that, you know, everything else was factory. Even the strobe worked. So I kind of like doing. I like the cart. That's one of the reasons I just bought it, because at least I knew where I was coming from, where it was coming from. It was factory. It hadn't been screwed with. I didn't have to figure out what somebody else had jacked with over the years. So I can look at a schematic from Taylor Dunn and go, yep, this is it. So anyway, enough jibber jabbering. We're gonna get to replacing this cable. I figured I'd show you this interesting find. When I took this lead off, they had these star washers, lock washers, and they were stacked, one on top of the other. This one was on the top, this one was underneath it. The only reason I bring that up is I was always taught that is a no-no. In DC, heavy DC, this is a no-no. This right here is, as far as I was taught, this is a fusible link, because when you tighten these down, yeah, it grips, but you're technically only making good contact on each of these little teeth. You're not getting, and you can see it on this one, you're not getting the full surface area of this connector against this connector. You're only getting, you know, where these little teeth engage. So technically you're limiting your cross section of current flow to where these bite. And large DC plants, that is a big no-no. And even this one this is a 400 amp controller. So that's I'm not sure I'll put these back on. Anyway, put your comments down below. What do you think? Alright, so we got the cables made. Got a jumper, got the big one. I'm going to reinstall jumper and the large one all the way to the back. And eventually, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the batteries back there. Once I get them in, I might move them up here, put them in a box, or like over there. That charger's got to go, so that gives me space over there. Also, there's plenty of room in this thing for activities. So if the batteries are up here, obviously that cuts my runs in what, by 75%. So it might be better up here. You know, all the gauge wiring is shorter by like what, 4 feet to the dash for the amp meter and charge level. So I don't know, we'll see. Everything's kind of condensed right here, so putting the cells, you know, packs right here would be great. Alright, so that's it. I'm not sure how much of that time lapse you got, because apparently the camera decided to shut off. I gotta figure out how to, the hand gesture thing when you're working, it seems like it cuts the cameras off. I gotta turn that off. So yeah, we got the 4 gauge installed, the hot wire right here. Don't hate me, I know there's no fuse, I just haven't had time. So it goes into here. Comes out here, goes in there. We did clean all these. We did omit the star washers. This one had 2 stars on it, and it barely caught a thread, which is again not smart. Same as this one. See how this one's barely in there? But yeah, that's it. Installed a 12-volt lithium, tied the grounds together, popped the 12-volt tap for the hot side onto that one. So now I got strobes and lights and, you know, the horn and stuff. Got to be safe. So after a job well done, it's time for a Canada Dry Cherry, caffeine free. Anyway, like I said, this is all temporary. It's probably going to change. I'm really resisting the urge to like go buck wild with this thing and, you know, convert it to 48, bigger controller, bigger motor, faster. I gotta pull myself back and say, you know, dude, it's for the yard. It's to haul trash and limbs and crap. So having to restrain myself. So y'all help me out. Tell me just chill out. It's a cart. It's supposed to be used for yard work. And we're trying to keep the money down. So speaking of that, let's do a real quick recap. The cart was $800. The battery, I think I mentioned before, was $59 on clearance. It's a 1 kilowatt, 1.1 kilowatt hour, 27 amp hours total. I drove it up and down the street here last night, and you know, I used like 5%. So it's fine for what I'm going to use it for. I did order a second pack just so I could have 50 amp hours ish, you know, 53, 54, whatever that is, which should be plenty. Yeah, so with the second pack, we're at like $200 for the batteries. I already had the wire, I already had the fuel gauge, so I mean, they can kick in another $40 for those or whatever. So we're at like, just say $1,050 all in for a functioning, working utility cart with a 6-foot bed. So yeah, I mean that's the setup. Obviously that's going to go out. Oh, I forgot. I did order a 48, 36 to 12 volt converter so I can eliminate the battery. I think that was, I just ordered it on Amazon this morning. It was like $50. So we'll just call it 1100. We're at 1100. I might be able to recoup some costs. I'm going to take the 36 volt charger out, probably just sell that or junk it. Like I said, as long as this works, I'll take this fuel gauge and I'll replace the charge meter in the dash with this. Replace the headlight switch that was broken. I already had one of those, but I did order another one that would fit into the square hole, so I can take that one out. So yeah, all in all, we're at like, say, 1,050, 1,100. Yeah, just say 1,100. And that's including my free labor and parts and tools I already had. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing some stuff. I got some ideas on how to make this more utilitarian. We're probably not gonna go crazy with it. I'm 90% sure. We're probably gonna leave the motor alone, leave the controller alone, all that stuff. We're just gonna make it rock solid dependable. The only other thing I need to buy, and if you're an astute viewer, you notice that there is no BMS on this pack. It's straight cells. When I received it, I top balanced them, charged it up. They were within 100 millivolts of each other anyway, so, but they were all balanced and topped. I'll have to do the same thing to the second one I got. So I'll have to purchase 2 BMSs for these, one for each pack, and then, you know, put them in something. I'll have to get some kind of box to stick them in. you guys have any ideas, like a cheap aluminum box we can find on that's already pre-done or whatever, that's waterproof, because obviously this is going to be outside sometimes. But yeah, so I'll probably, you know, with the BMSs and everything, probably be in the 1,500 range total investment. And once I get to the battery section, I'll, you know, have a video on that. I'll probably bring them, like I said before, I'll probably bring them from the back up to here. I don't know. It just seems better to have them up here. It's a shame there's not room under the seat, but that's even farther away. Just right here would be awesome, because you're right next to the controllers and everything. Short battery runs. You know, I'll probably put a kill switch for this thing. I don't want to drill a hole in the side. I might do a remote one. I don't know. The bed's gonna be obviously changed. I've got some ideas on that, so that's more to come. A spoiler. That's a little bit of a spoiler. But yeah, thanks for watching. We're fixing to go on a test rip, and barring it burning to the ground, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.